take the stage. I walk over here.
So cool, Rich. So cool.
I literally walking towards your entrance, and you.
I win.
You win.
I've been coming through that frickin' portal from hell. I
was surprised that you weren't here before we started singing.
Usually
I was. I just wanted you to sweat a little.
Well, Mark, the stage is yours.
Well, listen, hold on. Did you have a great weekend?
A great weekend. It's been fantastic. The show last night was fantastic.
The show last night was fantastic.
Great job.
Give it up for Richard Spade Jr. and his friends, Loud and Swing.
Thank you.
I love you. Thanks, guys. Hey, guys! The rent and my socks. That's what up. Well done. I love the fact that nobody cares enough to be in. I know, you know what it is? You all know me so well that you're all too afraid to ask a question. So, all right. I'm sick of the sound of my own voice at this point. What do you want?
Alright, so my question is for, like, how did you... Shut up. How did you and Jim Beaver both react when you were told to kiss each other? And was that photo improvised, or was that actually scripted?
Why would anybody kiss Jim Beaver if it wasn't scripted? Did you just tell me to shut up?
You were sassy.
That is the saddest, scariest voice I've ever heard.
I'm sorry you look nice, and then I got, like, stuttered.
Mind your own business. Now, of course, it was bloody scripted. They tormented him with it. I already had a kiss in Abandon All Hope with the actor L. Harvey Gold. Who fought me every step of the way. So Jim, it was a sort of running joke, and the idea of the kiss was because the kiss is not actually scripted; it's a photograph of the kiss that's scripted. And the best part of that whole thing is Jared being Jared, which is always the same way, is listening to the conversation, and then suddenly he realizes, hold on, you guys kiss? No. And I'm like, I have a picture of my phone. They tormented him with it. We ran 3 cameras. We kept doing it. It was about 10 minutes of me kissing him. Bastard. He was like, you know, I've been to Vietnam. I've served my country. I've done all these plays. I've won all these awards. And I'm going to be remembered for kissing Mark Sheppard. He's got lovely soft lips. Sit down. You're late. Did you bring some for everybody? Okay, good. What do you want?
My name's Lana from Arizona. This is my second call.
I don't care.
I know, I'm sorry. It's just me and my friends were recording. But this is my second
This is your podcast? Hey guys.
But this is my second con, and I'm super excited that you're here because I missed you last time. As a tattoo lover, I'm covered in tattoos. What is your favorite tattoo you have?
I have
and
one.
do you have any that you regret?
I have one tattoo. That's my favorite one.
The whole piece?
Yeah.
Nothing you would change?
No! Wait, you having regrets?
You didn't get a tramp stamp like I did at 18?
No! I don't really see me with a tramp stamp. It's not quite my vibe. Let's put it that way.
50% of
You?
the crowd
I'm
has
sure-
a
wait,
tramp
did you come?
stamp. Who has
Wait.
a tramp stamp?
2 old people admitting it. That's good. And you, sir, can put your hand down. God, where are you from?
Arizona.
Of course you have a tramp stamp. What?
Hi, Mark. I'm Kirsten.
Okay.
I don't know, I'll be the judge of that. What?
So I was just wondering
wondering, because yesterday you were talking a lot about some of the later seasons of Supernatural and kind of some of the parts you enjoyed, both from your character and just kind of throughout.
Is there a question in this?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I have to give context. So I was curious, when you're looking at like the later seasons of Supernatural, is there anything that you wish you could have done like more of, or wish you could have had a chance to do before we lost Carly? Because I feel like there's a lot of things you could have done, and I'm curious what you feel.
You done? No. Next!
Hey, my name's Cody. So, in real life, if you could bring anyone back from the dead, from heaven or hell, doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
hold on, whoa, I'll stop you right there. In real life, if you could bring anyone back from the dead, what is wrong with you, Cody?
Who would it be and why?
Me!
You want to hang out for one day, then they had to go back.
Been dead, didn't fancy it, not a good idea. Don't try this at home. You've got questions. Next!
Hi, Mark. I'm Anne.
Good luck.
I was just wondering if you had to choose between acting and music.
Why the hell do I have to choose?
Because I said so.
Who said you're not in charge of me?
I am. I just got promoted.
Oh, yeah, good luck with that. Great, you can have my bills then.
I'm very sorry.
Don't choose. I do what I want to do. It's all the same thing. I've always felt that music and acting and painting and poetry and all these things are the same thing. I mean, it's expressions of art are expressions of art. Storytelling is storytelling. What is the difference? You know, maybe the amount of patience you have to do it in a painting or animate it or something, as opposed to the immediacy of performing. But no, they're all sacred things. They're all creation. They're all beautiful. Yeah. There you go. Did you need a hug? There you go. Next!
Hi, I'm Ivy, and I want to say I love a lot of your work, but I also loved you in Walker Independence. And I was curious, I think I heard something, was there something about the hat that you hated?
I hate hats. Will you go sit down with food? Stop following me. No, you don't have to make sure of anything. I'm a big boy. Mary spends the whole day running after me, making sure I get through the right door. Look at you, you're fun. This is my security. Look out, guys. Eat your sandwich. Good. It's good. I'm happy. Ish. I will, eventually. Oh, you're cool. You guys have no friends. You're like sitting in an entire row on your own. You have no friends at all. Okay? Sure. Is it Misha? Is that what's brought you to this stage? Yeah, that's what it does for me too. You can't stare at people like that. People just sort of go, yeah, exactly, see? No. Why? So, you're saying nothing, your mouth's wide open, I point that out to you, and they go, oh, can I have a hug? It's like, this is purely transactional. So, got a soul to give up? Anything good? Money?
I'm 17.
So you're poor. 17 years old. Happy birthday. What'd you get me?
Hopefully she
Your
can get
love.
you a hat.
That and $1.10. Don't get me to Santa Monica. Who wouldn't? You won't let them watch Breaking Bad. What is? How old are you again? 14 or 15, and you won't let them watch Breaking Bad. What? They might hear a bad word, or they might learn how to cook crystal meth in the kitchen. Do you realise the second one? They probably learned it at school already. Have you been to school recently? Just get the proportions right, we'll blow the roof of the house. What's the question?
I was asking about Walker Independence, about
Oh, hats? I hate hats. Hats are stupid. With the costume I had on for Walker, I look like Willy Wonka when I put the hats on. Go sit down. You're late. Did you bring a note? Oh, well, that was classic. No. Thanks, I'm good on my own. Yeah, so I refused to wear hats. So when I refused to wear hats in the pilot, Seamus Fahey wrote a hat scene into every single episode I was in. So I'm choosing a hat the entire time that I'm doing that series. It wasn't for you meddling kids. This is the first thing that came into my head, I'm sorry. What?
What's your favorite song to play on the drums?
Playing songs on the drum? I don't know.
What's your favorite beat for playing the drums?
Depends. Usually the one that's in the song that I like playing. Like a little bit of 12-8 halftime shuffle. The Purdy shuffles, man. It's always good to be bright. I don't know. Music's music. It doesn't matter. It's all fun. Get it right, sits right, it's wonderful. It's great. What?
So I recently started watching you in Leverage, and I gotta say that I really like Sterling.
He's the good guy.
He's a good guy, but he's also a bad guy. And you do it really
No,
well.
he's not. He's the good guy. He's a policeman. The rest of them are criminals. They're bad guys. They all deserve to be locked up. What? Have you ever been to a convention before? This is your first convention. This was the question. Do you always argue with everyone? I know, guys. Put your hands up if you think I argue with everyone. You get it? You don't get it, do you? See, like, I come to conventions over the years. I love doing conventions. It's wonderful. And I've done conventions where I'm really nice, right? And I'm really polite and kind. And then people go, what's wrong with him? I abuse the hell out of him. Why? I can hear you. That's your outside voice. That's okay, but I'm standing right here. My turn! See? That's the point. That's the point. That's the point. Look. What? The king of hell? I'm the king of hell? Never really liked running hell. Boring. Lots of paperwork. Oh, they paid me plenty. I could take anything I wanted. What?
So I started watching Supernatural in January when my friend signed us up for this conference, but I'm a horrible procrastinator, and I'm only on season 4. So how...
Oh, you are in for some fun. Oh, you're in for at least 9 years of really good television.
So how would you, no spoilers, describe your character?
Oh, for God's sakes! If you don't want to know the score, don't go down the pub. You're a little late to the game. Some of these people are on their 200th viewing. I love that. A bit of a I'm going to go to a Supernatural convention, but please no spoilers. The show's been over for 5 years.
But how would you describe your character? Without...
Watch it! I'm not doing the work for you. Good God. I think he's the sweetest, kindest, gentlest, most magnanimous. And I'll tell you the other thing, he's gorgeous. Hey, you. You getting nervous?
Yes.
Because I'm coming towards you. If I come faster, will you get more nervous?
I was wondering what your favorite scene was to film.
My favorite scene to film? It's actually quite easy. Do you remember the seasons, or are you only on season 4? I'm being nice. See, you're assuming something bad's going to happen. Nothing bad's going to happen. Oh, shut up, you. No. The really amazing thing about a lot of it runs together, right? A lot of it goes together because it's like one really cool story that I was involved with for a number of years. At the end of season 8, do you remember all the human blood scenes and the church and all that stuff? That was the most fantastic time to film. So that whole section of kind of losing my demonness and becoming human, the insanity of the whole thing. Plus, it was a really special time. We actually shot it in sequence, which don't shoot on television in the order that it's written. We shoot it in the easiest way you can shoot it, to save money and time and everything else. And they decided very early on that the best way to do that was to do it over the 2-3 days that we had done it. And, I mean, the crew was 100% silent between each take. It was just an amazing time to do it, and I think it's some of the best stuff. I mean, there's so many high spots in it. For me, it's so much fun. I mean, it's a hard job, but it was an awful lot of fun to do. You enjoy it? What's your favourite stuff? Do you remember first? It doesn't have to be about me. It really does. Well, what do you love? What do you love about it? What's your favourite thing about it? How does it make you feel when you watch it? They're all looking at me, don't they? Seriously, I'm just curious. What? You don't know? It's okay. But is it something? Is it like a comfort thing for you? Is it a comfort thing for you? Does it make you think about how to deal with stuff, or is it just an escape thing? Both? That's cool that we did, don't you? Good question. Absolutely. The best thing to do today is just traveling my photo character, so there you go, I'm happy now. Look, it's amazing to me that we did a TV show, you know, which only has, sit down, which only has, you know, 4 or 5 million viewers, whatever. And because it was shown on terrestrial television around the world, pretty much every single day of my life, I'll be recognized for this. I've done loads of other things over the years, and a lot of other shows over the years. But this seems to be something special. This is the most remarkable experience I've ever had. My life is inexorably different as a result of having done this show. The entertainment value of it as one thing is fantastic. But the way that it's pulled people together, the way that it's made some extraordinary changes in the world around. I mean, I said this before, I said this yesterday. I'm sober 34 years. And that's not the point. The point being is, I learned, happened to be lucky that when I went to AA, I found like-minded souls and a safe place for me to be, and a sense of unison and unity. But I no longer felt unique. I no longer felt separate from and apart from. I found a safe space to be. And then I realized very quickly, when I started going to conventions like these type of conventions, not necessarily the giant sort of expo conventions, but these type of conventions, is that this is a safe space. This is a good place to be. This is where people make friends. This is where people feel good. This is where people ostensibly do some really damn good things. I mean, I make fun of Castiel. Is that the right way to say it? Steve. I make fun of Castiel all the time. I think Castiel's an absolute blithering idiot. 15 seasons, and haven't learned anything from the first season. But I can't make fun of Misha Collins. There's a man who builds schools and hospitals and rescues people and does things that matter. Now that in and of itself is an incredibly honourable thing. And I know the work that the rest of the guys have done, and the other guys in the band and the cast that I know that have causes and do things that are wonderfully human, genuinely wonderfully human, and facilitated by the fact that we've got some success and we have the ability to do it. But that is nothing compared to the energy that goes in behind what we do and makes what we do 1,000 times bigger. as the supernatural family goes, yeah, I can join in with that cause too. I remember I used to raise money for St. Jude's years ago, because you can't argue about childhood cancer. There is no argument. If you want to find someone to give money, St. Jude's is like, yeah, well, that's a no-brainer. You know, the childhood leukemia death rate from whatever it was, 94% to 6%. That stuff actually works. It means something, you know, looking after families, looking after people in this incredibly selfish world, in this incredibly unkind place to be. That's a remarkable thing. And I remember I switched because my son became type 1 diabetic when he was 7 years old, and I started supporting a camp that he went to, which meant that T1D kids could go away from their families for 2 weeks, and their parents didn't have to have sleepless nights trying to run their diabetes maintenance. They could literally, they didn't call you, they just effed off for 2 weeks, and it was magic. It was literally magic. I don't even think they showered. It was just like they had doctors and nurses and did stuff for 2 weeks, and that was the end of it. And I remember putting up that this is what I was supporting. It's called Camp Conrad Chinnock. And a person, a supernatural family member, happened to be somebody who had money that they earmarked for charity work. They had a certain type of income. They said, this is, you know, where I put my money this year. And they bought the entire wish list for that camp that year and paid the shipping. You want to talk about classy. And I was like, okay, there's something going on here that's a little bit bigger than me. You know what I mean? And it's remarkable. So, you know, we'll get the boring stuff out of the way first. How many people here have diagnosed mental health disorders? Look around you, look behind you. Everybody look around while your hands are up. Look. Most of you who have your hands down are lying. Some of you haven't been diagnosed yet. But those of you who had your hands up and were brave enough to put your hands up, or arrogant enough to put your hands up, depends on your mental health disorder. Understand, as you just saw there, you are not alone. And that's a fascinating thing. I don't know anywhere on this planet that this amount of people are gathered together and can have that conversation. Where does that happen? So this is special, and this is what we do, and this is what matters. So we have fun, and we make fun of Misha. They make fun of me, and we do that stuff, and I get to be, you know, impressions of me as a pirate. Whatever. But the truth of the matter is, this is a safe space, and a good space, and a good place to be. So if you're new to these conventions, it's not a cult. Really, it's close. But it's genuinely a safe space to be. Nobody here cares who you sleep with, who you pray to, whether you do, you don't, whatever. Nobody cares. And the greatest thing about me being a parent, there's a lot of parents in this room, is that, isn't this a nice place to be able to take a kid where you're not worried about what's going to happen?
Yes.
And they could be indoctrinated into the cult of Castiel. I mean, that's just a chance you've got to take. It's pretty easy to cure that. But the truth, I remember there was somebody was talking to me about just the sheer lack of violence in genre fandoms. It's just like, no, very little violence. And I said, no, there was a fight. There was a big fight at San Diego Comic Con one year. It was something like 09 or 010, and one guy stabbed another guy in the hand with a pencil over a girl neither of them had ever met. And then they cried and hugged it out. You remember when you were at school, you got stabbed with a pencil and it was a little dot? That's what it looked like. And I'm like, that is the extent of fan-on-fan violence. I'm all in. I just think it's wonderful. I think it's really, really good. So listen, the upshot of that, moving on, is if you're struggling, and a lot of you are, a lot of you lie about it, a lot of you are scared about it, a lot of you being very brave even to get up and ask me questions. And I will still abuse you. Your therapist said it was okay, just so you know. But if you are struggling, please say something, because we die without that. We die without that. You know, I've lost too many people. I've lost way too many people. It's just not a good thing. And if you see somebody struggling, if you see my help, is there anything I That's what changes the world. That's what changes the world. I thought this show would be over. I thought what we did, I went in to do one episode. 8.5 years later, I'm like, Jesus, can I get out of here? My wish was granted. But the truth is, I never knew it would do this. I'm eternally grateful for what it's brought me. I'm amazed. How many of you, this is your first convention? Jesus. Oh, you're in for a lot of fun. But I'm very proud of you. I'm very proud for you. I've been in a lot of shows which have a lot of attention and have a big support, but none of them are like this. So I love it. I'm happy, and as a parent, I think this is one of the best places you can have your kid at. But I'm grateful to all of you for making a space safe space, and for keeping a safe space, and for generally being kind and looking after each other. So I love you all for that. Thank you. Hey,
Gosh, thanks for setting me up for the very top-level question that I have for you.
that's fine. Follow that.
As a parent, everything you have just said has just changed everything that I wanted to ask you, and all in fun. As someone who has been here, been coming back for 10 years because of some of the reasons that you just enumerated, I still have my daughter here. It has been so instrumental, and it has been such a wonderful journey, and we have missed you. And
Well, I was dead for a while, but...
It's kind of hard to get around sometimes with that, but we are so happy to have you back. And with those superficial as opposed to supernatural questions, I was just curious what your favorite snack might be when you're
It certainly isn't Cheetos, leave me alone.
when you're raising the other people that are coming in late or coming in for
American
their
snacks.
photo ops or anything like that.
No. American snacks are like dog shit. They're all I'm a proud American. You guys have the worst chocolate in the world. Some of the worst snacks I've ever seen. But I'm lucky enough to travel the world in the guise of being a supernatural actor, amongst other things, and I get some really good snacks around the world. But yeah, we're sad. We make, God, shitty corn-based and peanut butter snacks is pretty much about the only thing we can get around to. I was in Belgium with Jared last weekend. I got 80 pounds of chocolate. I'm like, wow. I couldn't carry it home. I had to give it away to people. But it's like, yeah, they make really good chocolate. That's half the fun. But yeah, American Cheetos, my God, it's made out of styrofoam. Just look at the ingredients on the side of the packet and you go like, why am I eating this? Because it's salt, sugar,
You
and
on
fat.
film eating Cheetos.
True. What do you need? What do you want? Oh, for God's sakes. It's going to go on. You get one more round.
I first saw you the first time of anything. It was in Mulder and Scully.
X-Files.
You were Pyro.
No. Pyrokinetic pyromaniac who started fires with his mind. But go on.
I was excited to meet you until you sharked my friend yesterday being a jerk when she tried to come say hi.
No, I didn't. We're moving on. I love the interpretation of difficulty.
Anyway, my real question was, do you actually have when you go for casting, do you actually go for things that are a little bit more supernatural themed, or is it just kind of let it drop?
Quite honestly, I don't tend to go for casting. I just get a phone call going, do you want to play Willoughby Kipling, or would you like to come and kill this person for us? It's an odd thing. I have a lot of friends who write, a lot of friends who are executive producers, and I've been lucky enough to be the, do you want to do this? I'm like, okay. So that's what it is. So it's trying to find the character in the thing that's there, as opposed to trying to go out and try to find something. Does that make sense?
Sure.
So if I'm excited by a project, then it becomes about how do I make this work? Who are you?
I still don't know. Figured it out.
Who am I? You Richard Spade?
No.
No, okay.
I played him for Halloween.
That would be the best Halloween costume of all time.
I did it.
You did it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
It was a deep cut.
What do you want?
So my question is out of all the monsters and ghosts and ghouls or whatever you want to say, what is something that you truly believe in?
Love. Last question.
Oh, that was a great question. I feel so bad for her.
That's a great answer.
Scarecrow.
Hey, when was your panel? When was your panel?
I'm having a conversation.
Yeah, apparently. What do you want? She's giggling, I can't get over it. What?
What's your favorite type of cheese?
You tried to ask me this question earlier.
No, I asked you about cheese wheels, not cheese.
Oh, so clever. Wheels of cheese. Reminds me of the West Wing when they talked about the president that had a wheel of cheese in the foyer to the White House. So people could break up cheese. I don't know what president was. But there was a giant wheel of cheese for the board to come in and eat. Was it? Was it Jackson? Idiot.
See, you took the cheese question, but you didn't take the monster question.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
So what's your favorite type of cheese?
Good cheese.
Good
Not
cheese.
American cheese.
American cheese.
What?
Monster.
Do you have a specific type?
I have a specific type. And in cheese as well. I've got to the shaggy green level of comedy.
I just realized if you and I did a panel together, which I don't think we've done many.
What?
If you and I did a panel together, it'd be a train wreck for me. Because I'd be mopping up the whole time, like, I'm sorry, he didn't mean that. He said what he means yes on the inside. What do you, favorite monster, scarecrow, cheddar.
And you just worked that.
I just worked out how much of a horror fest it would be for me.
Does panels with me.
I know.
She's mean too.
She's brave.
She's mean.
And me.
Yeah. She was.
No, I know. And with her too, I'm like, she didn't mean. So what it is, I'm just a people figure.
We're doing one. We have to do a panel together sometime. That's going to be the next one. Ladies and gentlemen, love you all. Thank you so much for being here. I've got Sean in the room if you want to come say hi. Even if doesn't turn out that well. But thank you for my life. Love
Mark
you.
Sheppard!